Hey everybody, Jay Barino here. Welcome back. It's Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. We're deeper into Brio this time. We unfortunately had to kill our bounty hunter peer, Rundus, because he was possessed by Dark Samus. But as a result, we also obtained the ice missiles. So now we can freeze the fuel gel. Hop along like this. Very nice. So now we're going to make our way back to our ship. And rather than taking the one-way shortcut that I described last time, we're going to go and open up a different pathway. That's two ways. We'll take the one-way shortcut later. But opening this up now is I think much more worth it, because when we come back to Fire Air Dock, then we can take this shortcut back. Perfect. So now we can quickly get back up to the Gel Hall, I think is what it's called. Yeah, the Gel Hall, and also back to where we fought Rundus, because that's where we're going to need to go eventually. So I'm going to try to get an achievement in here, like a challenge achievement. See if we can make this work. So we want to try to get this thing to kill itself with its own boomerang. So we needed to throw the boomerang first and foremost. Perfect. It's just that easy. So you want to weaken it so that an ice missile will fully freeze it. So I hit it with Charge Blast. And then it'll throw the boomerang snaps back and kills it. A lot of these types of achievements you find earlier in the game rather than later. Alright. Okay, so we're going to go back to Cliffside Air Dock. We still haven't visited the third landing site, which is the Thorn Jungle, and we're actually going to reveal 2 more on Brio on our course through the planet to get to the final boss. I think there's one more achievement we'll be getting this mission as well. Again, like the challenge achievements, which are typically friend vouchers, are like the gray and green ones. Originally on Wii, there was a system called Wii Connect 24, and you would earn the friend vouchers, and then you would have to send them to your friends to redeem them as actual like friend credits. And then you had green tokens that you could use to buy like concept art and stuff like that. But that system is defunct. And we're also playing on an emulator, so it wouldn't work even if we wanted it to. Okay, so let's get going. So our goal here is to figure out how we can upgrade our ship or obtain some sort of weapon to be able to destroy the generators, right? So we're going to go back to where the crashed Galactic Federation ship was, because there was a door there that I did not progress through. If we would have gone through, there would have been spouts of fuel gel, but now we have the ice missiles and we can freeze them. To make a long story short. See ya. By reading the Brionian lore, we've learned that these Reptilicus Brionians have basically killed each other for centuries, so no need to force them onto the brink of extinction any further than they already are, you know? Lots of stuttering on Brio. Alright, so now we can come through here. Okay, so now we're in a new section. You can see there's some wall jump surfaces, so that kind of gives you an indication of what kind of gear we're going to be getting later in the game. Alright, now there should be some warp hounds in here, yep. Again, these things have a ton of health, so I like to just try to take care of them very quickly. So we have to disconnect all these fuel lines. You have to hit the bomb slot once to expose that one. If you miss the night barbs in the at the very beginning of Brio, when you come here at the beginning, they also appear in this room. They fly out of this morph ball tunnel, actually. And will do so continuously, like once every minute or so, I think. So, again, you have an opportunity to scan them here. Okay, there's 3. There's 4. So it reveals a conspicuous half-pipe, which we cannot use right now.
We have uncovered more information regarding your condition. It appears that once activated, the unique phazon inside your body overreacts after several seconds. We did not foresee this problem when we gave you the PED, and unknowingly, we put you in grave danger. We are sorry.
Thank you for apologizing. Grab this energy tank down here. This one is actually very easy to miss, but very easy to get also. Really no requirements except the morph ball bombs.
Please be aware that it will not be possible to counter Dark Samus without the PED. You must be careful in using it. In the meantime, we will continue to investigate this unique phazon.
Alright, well.
Samus, we have discovered a Federation landing site on Rio. You may be able to use this facility to upgrade your ship. We are sending the coordinates to you now.
Alright, the AU is finally done talking. It's distracting. So we're actually on the way. We're right by that landing site that she's talking about. These Gragnol hives do not actually count towards your logbook. You'd think they would because the War Wasp nests always did in the previous games, but not here. Okay, and here we are.
Hostile life forms detected. Initiating security lockdown.
So let's just put ourselves into hypermode here and waste these things. And I'll let myself get into, I'll let myself get overloaded. Typically, if you take a lot of damage when you're in hypermode, it will also force you into overload. But again, you can sort of exploit it a little bit. Let's get vented. So this becomes a ship landing pad, but the doors are closed, so our ship can't get in. Also, these things need to be lowered to allow our ship to land, but we need to raise them up for now in order to let them get us to the top of the room. Okay, and we don't have to do this now, but I'm going to. We can get our first energy cell. So these are similar to, like, Sky Temple keys or artifacts. But we don't need all of them. We only need a few to actually complete the game. But I will be getting all of them. And unlock some extra goodies elsewhere in the game. Okay, and then there's a orange Federation door. Let's scan this. There are 3 door colors in this game. But not all 3 exist on all the planets. All right. So now the doors are open. We can go back to the bottom, lower the upgrade systems, let the ship land, raise the upgrade systems, upgrade our ship. Let's wait for these to go all the way down.
Data received.
Gunship upgrade complete. New weapon systems added. Ship missiles are online. Alright, so that's all we can do on Cliffside, so we're going to go back to Fiery Air Dock and bomb that generator that we were unable to before. And that's easy to do because we've unlocked the landing pad here permanently. So we can just get right back into our ship and hop over to... Fiery Air Dock. There's actually nothing to do in Fiery Air Dock, I think, except to just bomb the generator. We might get some unique pirate scans, I think. There are so many different unique pirate scans, so I'm going to be checking my scan visor almost every time we fight pirates just to make sure that I'm getting them all. Because some of them only appear in, like, one room in the whole game. Okay, and now there are pirates here. I've definitely scanned the normal militia, and I've scanned the shield troopers. And this is why we opened up this particular shortcut, so that we can come back this way much faster. It's a little irritating to have to shoot these things each time, though, and swing twice on the grapple hooks, but... So the generator room, if you remember, was, it was in the room past where we fought Rundus. Okay, so they throw grenades that throw you straight into phase and overload. So you just need to start spamming the button right away or you will die. Armored Arrow Trooper. Okay. And being in like phase and overload mode is kind of helpful here because we can just kill these guys very quickly at the cost of one energy tank, right? So that's good. There's the auto vent. Okay, so there are jammers in this room, so we have to use the grapple lasso to deactivate these, which allows us to use our ship visor to come in and bomb this thing. You can see they were setting up an anti-air turret, so we got it just in time. What's happening here? I don't understand why that didn't work. I knew that these arrow mines were coming in. You know what? I don't know why. I guess if like a platform has disintegrated, like an ice platform has melted in a certain location, you can't put another one there right away, I'm guessing is what that was. It's fine. I'll take the damage. Okay, so they go into hyper mode also. If they're in hyper mode, you basically need to be in hyper mode. They'll still take damage, but a very small amount.
Taken. Received.
Alright, so that's one of two. So the thing I find annoying with the enemy going into hyper mode is really just it's scan visor related. They appear as if they've not been scanned, and when you do scan them, it'll say enemy has entered hyper mode. It's not a unique enemy scan, but it's misleading. Let's see if we can navigate this room without falling into the drink this time. Look, it's just that easy. And especially in the case of space pirates, where again there are so many unique scans of them, where they only show up once or twice. There's a new one. Advanced Shield Trooper. So typically if they have armor on, the armor you want to take out with missiles, and then you can kill them like normal. Granted, I could have just hyper-moded, but the difference specifically between there's like a green armor, which is good where missiles is good against, and there's like a yellow armor, which I think you want to use beams against, or maybe it's the other way around. I'm not sure. 300 kills. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take that one-way shortcut. Perfect. And that dumps us right back near our ship. We are out of here. So again, we only needed to come here to bomb the generator, so I was just trying to figure out, what's the fastest way in and out. We don't want to have to go the long way around, which is exactly why we opened up the two-way shortcut when we left the first time. Then we could take the one-way shortcut to come back. Let's go to where we haven't been. Heading over to Thorn Jungle Air Dock this time. So there are several pickups we can get here, but most importantly, we need to bomb the generator here. At which point, the seed will be exposed. We could fly to it and fight the world boss. So maybe the game assumes that you haven't encountered hypermoded pirates yet, so it gives you a little cinematic here to show it happening. Another energy tank. Very, very helpful, especially because the combat leading up to the second generator is surprisingly hectic, so the extra padding that we have to use hypermode more liberally is quite welcome. Okay, now we have to take down the shield that's blocking our way. With motion controls. He's done it. Okay, and now we get to use our fancy new ship missiles. I mean, we already did use them once, but we're gonna get to use them again twice in a row. Don't hide behind there, you coward. Right. Disable the jamming. Call in the ship.
Data received.
Gonna get ready to scan. We have some unique enemies here. So we have the Berserker Knight, who is... It's not the Berserker Lord, so he's a unique scan. And then we have Advanced Pirate Trooper. Not to be confused with Advanced Shield Pirate Trooper. And then Assault Pirate Trooper. Now, one thing that's fun that we can do... I'm going to go ahead and use my ship missile here. Not to progress through the room, but to just bomb the shit out of these enemies. That guy entered hyper mode at just the right time, so we've got to finish him up, but... That's one of the rare instances where you can use the ship missile just like a power bomb to just completely wipe out groups of enemies. Now let's scan the small space pirate storage cache. The crawl tanks can also enter hyper mode. Oop, we're good. So I like to just preemptively get them before they enter hyper mode. You can kill them when they're in hyper mode without being in hyper mode yourself, but it takes a long time. Normal flying pirates, let's just blast these. So here's a mini-boss. Pirate Hazar, rider of the vicious Korakk, wields energy lance in combat. The real boss is the Korakk itself, though. Korakk beast, tongue and mouth are sensitive, bellies sometimes vulnerable from the ground. Korakks are prized by the space pirates who use them as cavalry mounts. Their belly is occasionally vulnerable, but guarded from all sides. Finding a way to get underneath it and attacking would be effective. Nerve endings in the tail can be stressed through grappling, but only when the tail is extended. The interior of a Korakk's mouth, as well as the tip of their tongue, contains sensitive nerve clusters. Attacking these points could temporarily incapacitate the creature. They can emit phase-in through their feet and tongue. The phase-out armor they wear will repel most damage. Okay, so let's just take care of the Hazar first. He's just kind of a doofus up there. Ow. There we go. He's done. So now it's just us v Korakk. So we shoot him in the mouth, which stuns him, which lets us roll underneath him. The hitbox of his legs and his feet is like surprisingly large. So it's actually really hard to not get hit by him as you roll underneath him. But that's fine with me as long as I can roll under and get the bomb hits in. Just like that, he's already under half HP. And of course, it's motion controls to break free. Let's go, buddy. Open up. Okay, that should do it. As long as we can get some clear shots here. Got him. Very similar to Rundis, where like you have to stun him by just shooting him enough. I guess in this case it was a specific part of him. And then you use the grapple lasso to get it into a vulnerable state. Let's just make sure we stay topped up here. Okay, the other direction is a save room, which I can use on the way out. We don't need it right now. Got some hot lore and a missile expansion. The Hunted. The Primals crafted new magics to protect their warriors and sent them into the burning wastelands to hunt the lords of science hiding there. Though we tried to avoid conflict, many science lords were found and ended by primal warbands. I was but the sole survivor, the last remaining lord of science. In order to protect myself, I adopted the wisdom once shared by the Chozo. I merged the ways of the new, science, with the ways of old, magic. I built mighty Moganars out of stone and placed them outside the walls of my home, there to silently protect me from all enemies. All right.
Data received.
Samus, there are 2 anti-aircraft turrets protecting the generator. Your ship will not be able to get a clear shot while those guns are active.
So now we try to leave the room to update it. And I'm just going to hypermode here. I think these guys will try to enter hypermode if we let them, so there we go. We have 2 ways to go. I think we want to go right first. So now we have to take down the 2 anti-aircraft guns. I think there was another one. Did he just fall? Oh no, he jumped over to me. He just wanted to be friends. Okay, so we're entering the pirate base. Let's grab the turrets, and we can grab the space pirate doors, of course, the most important thing. We can wait for these fuel gel cells to roll right in front of the turrets. Thanks for running those by there, space pirates. Not very intelligent placement, but sure. They have some iframes while they're deploying, so if you time it wrong, you can't kill them. So the enemies here do respawn endlessly. It's good to, like, take out the first group. And then you have to grapple this thing in the middle, which exposes the fuel cells. We have to do this 3 times. Thanks for the overload. You can't rush it, though, because then the middle here becomes like a big damage vacuum. So you can only do it once every so often. Okay, we're about to vent. Come on. I'm like, yeah, sure, we can just do this again, if only to be invulnerable. There we go. So that's one of 2. I'm unfortunately overloaded again. Probably we just want to break these crates to collect some phase-in for when we come out of the mode. Try to vent ourselves a little bit. All right. So we're down several energy tanks. That's not good, but I think we'll be just fine. As long as I'm kind of diligent in actually breaking the crates. Kind of stingy with the phase-in pickups. Okay, we can get our first ship missile expansion in here, which is entirely worthless. They're just not used enough to justify needing to get more than like 2 or 3 of them. You start with 3, now we get 4. It just doesn't matter, unfortunately. Though, to be fair, maybe I haven't been diligent enough to experiment with where I can use them. Like in that room earlier with the Berserker Knight. That was pretty flippin' cool. Random proximity mines that do not actually count towards Logbook for some reason. Maybe they realized that it was like too easy to miss them, but there are so many other scans that are easy to miss. So I don't know why these specifically don't count towards Logbook scans. Okay, scan the fungus. That'll give us some HP. And the second turret. Alright, so we're gonna flip these levers. Preferably such that they can't flip them back. Because they'll keep trying to flip them back. The flying pirates will respawn and again try to keep trying to reflip the levers. And we're about to vent. We can just go right back into Hypermode. Okay, and let's just flip this. This will give us an achievement. Perfect execution. And that is to flip all the levers without the space pirates reflipping them back. And once again, we're in phase and overload mode. Okay, so we've used a lot of hyper mode here. It's mostly to get through these sections quickly. which is fine, but we just have to be very careful that we don't end up killing ourselves because we've used like 3 or 4 energy tanks worth. We're collecting enough Phazon, though, to stay topped up for the most part, so let's make our way back. There we go. We can actually use that combo. Alright, we have to wait for some, fuel gel to make its way around here. Alright, and this is going to circle us right back around to the generator, which we can bomb, and then we can hit that save station on the way out. It all works out. This whole section went pretty well. Got a lot of good scans. Trying not to use Hypermode all the time.
Data received.
Alright, we're ready to go to the seed and fight the boss. Thank you, lag. So why don't we go ahead and hit this save station.
Destruction of the generator has disabled the Leviathan shield. The seed is now exposed. You must fly there and find a way to destroy it.
Alright, so with that, I think this is a good spot to stop. When we come back, we will fly to the seed, fight the world boss, and then we can make our way to Elysia. Sounds good. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.